This video is going to show you how to acquire the heat data for the heat monitoring. I'm going to start out inside by showing you some of the tools that you have to record your data. The first one is the Google Sheet, and this is where you want to put your data in eventually. If you go outside to take your data and you don't have access to a smart device that's connected to the internet, you can use a data sheet that you can print out and record it with a pencil when you're outside. That sheet looks like this. So in this sheet, what it's asking you to do is record the same data that you're going to put into the Google's form. It's going to ask you for date, time, initials, your street address, locations, type of surface, and then 9 temperature readings for each kind of location that you're at. So let's go back and show you this on the Google Sheet. So in the Google Sheet, when you're entering your data, you're going to have the date the measurements were taken. You're going to have the time. You're going to put initials or a username. I don't want full names, just an idea of who's putting in the data so the teacher knows what student is working on this. You're going to have a street address, and this is good. Don't just give crossroads. If you give a full street address, it'll help us when we geomap the data later to do some more comparisons. So you just need a street address, and then you need a zip code. Then it's going to ask you what your weather is in your local temperature. So that's the ambient temperature, the temperature around you. And there's a link right here to find out a weather station near your monitoring site. So when I click on that, it brings up this website for Weather Underground. And right now it defaults to the University of Arizona and the weather station that we have as part of our Water Resources Research Center. So you can change that address to get something closer to where you're actually located. When you click on change here, it's going to pull up a map. And what you can do then is zoom in to whatever location you're at, and you can find a weather station that's nearby. So I'm going to assume that I'm way up on the north side of town. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and find the streets that I'm interested in. So let's do it off of CDO High School. So there's a few that are close to CDO High School, and to me it looks like this one might be the closest. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one, and that'll be my weather station that I'm going to use. So I'll record this value of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. So one thing we are doing in this data taking is using Fahrenheit throughout to help you make sense of the data. So this is the air temperature. It's not the surface temperature. What we'll be monitoring is surface temperature when we go outside. So I'm going to put it in here, 102.0. And then you're going to record your weather when you go outside as to what it is. And I've already been outside, so I'm going to record that it's sunny. There's no clouds. And then next. So now I'm ready to go out and find my locations outside and take my temperature readings. So one of the things it's going to ask you whether it's in the sun or the shade. And this question is optional. If it's shady, you should answer it. So what's providing that source of shade? Whether it's trees, plants, solar panels, building shadows, covered structure, clouds, or something else that's providing shade. And what you can do with this is just guesstimate if there's more than one thing providing shade, what's the one that's providing the most shade for that. And then the type of surface that you're going to measure your surface temperatures. And there's a variety of surfaces: mulch, bare dirt, grass, concrete, asphalt, artificial grass, rocks, gravel, rubber playground, and then it gives you an other in case you find something that we didn't think of. Alright, so the first location I'm going to monitor is mulch and in the sun. One of the things I need to record onto my data sheet before I get started is what type of weather we have outside. So today we have a nice sunny day. There's no clouds in the sky, so I'm just going to record it as sunny. So my location number 1 is in the sun. And what I'm going to do is go through this basin here. And I'm going to find all the sunny spots not in the shade, and I'm going to record 9 temperature readings as I walk around. You want to have your infrared thermometer and turn it on. Make sure it's set to Fahrenheit. There's a setting here, Celsius or Fahrenheit. We're going to use Fahrenheit. You want to hold it about waist level and face it downward. You might not be able to see the little red dot when it comes out. What you could do is move it somewhere where you can see it, and then you know it's on. And then as soon as you click it, you're going to press it down and then release it, and then take that temperature reading that it was when you released it. And then you're going to go ahead and put it into your data sheet. So when you're going ahead and taking your data, what you want to do is wander around and get 9 readings. This concrete area that I have is in the sun. It's easy to do. I have a lot of area to walk around. So I'm going to go ahead and start my first reading. Waist level, click, record it on my phone. Then I'm going to take a couple steps. Do the same thing, put it into my phone, wander maybe in a different direction, record it, put it in my phone. So I can cover a nice big area around here and get a variety of temperature readings that are all in the sun, all on the same type of surface.